By an overwhelming majority, Americans support President Trump's decision to nominate a Supreme Court justice before the presidential election. That's according to One America's Richard Pollock in Washington.
Well, we're very happy to be joined by John McLaughlin, the president's pollster, for his weekly rundown of what's going on in the presidential race. Welcome, John.
Pleasure to be back, Richard.
Thank you. Well, of course, the very big news inside Washington is about the Supreme Court nomination. What kinds of numbers are you looking at with respect to having a nomination now and having a confirmation before the election?
Well, first of all, we went into the field before he actually named Amy Coney Barrett, and we did a survey. This is not for the campaign. This is for our own firm. We do a monthly survey for our subscribers. But you can go to McLaughlinOnline.com and actually see the numbers. And we asked a very simple question. Do you approve or disapprove of President Trump's decision to nominate a new justice to fill the Supreme Court vacancy? And 52 to 42 among all likely voters, they said they approve. So before they even knew the name, they thought, they approved it's his right to fill that vacancy, and they understood that, the majority of voters, which is making a lot of Democrats apoplectic, and they're now working overtime to try to derail that.
An awful lot of people have seen and heard Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House. A lot of people have not looked at her popularity and her numbers. What kinds of numbers do you find for Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah, she's a 41 favorable, 51 unfavorable. She's net unpopular. A quarter of the Democrats don't like her.
I was shocked to read that the Democrats apparently don't have any significant ground game in many of the key battleground states. Can you give us a battleground update? Where are we in terms of Biden and Trump?
The battlegrounds are very close. And you can tell, again, I've mentioned it before, if you don't believe the polls, particularly the ones that are actually done legitimately, where it's likely voters and they keep Republicans in proportion to Democrats based on, say, previous turnouts in 2016, 2018. If you don't believe the polls, on the rare occasions when Joe Biden goes out, he's following the president to Minnesota, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. He went to Florida. That's about it. So Michigan he went to, too. So they're playing defense to try to hold those battleground states. They're not going on offense. Plus, that's where they're spending their TV money. They're trying to win. Biden's pouring a lot of money into Pennsylvania, a lot of money into Florida, a lot of money into Arizona, a lot of money into Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. So that's where the battle is, and it's a close election right now.
Let's talk a little bit about the debate that is going to be happening on Tuesday night, September 29th. Tell us a little bit about the anticipation by the public of this debate.
It's very high. And what's amazing about this is we asked the question in the same poll that we just published today, basically asked them how likely they're going to watch the presidential debate. And 85% of all voters said it was likely they would watch the debate. But those are huge numbers. This could be the most watched presidential debate in history. So you got it's like a political Rocky between Trump and Biden, and we'll see how it goes. But it's going to be a very important debate. So instead of the voters trying to figure out what bill of goods the New York Times is selling them, what some of these other media people are selling them, they're going to watch for themselves and make a decision based on what they see on their own televisions or listen to on the radio.
Well, we're anticipating this debate over here at One America News. We're going to talk to you next week. Perhaps there'll be some numbers that will give us a sense about what the public reaction has been. I want to thank you for joining us again, and see you next week.
Thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.